Pisces, and welcome to your 2016 astrological overview. I'm Taylor Cole, your personal astrologer. Alright, so this year features a lot of very important, very interesting planetary conversations and just events in general that are not the norm. So I want to start off by talking about the eclipses, because these generally will give the overview for a lot of the themes and a lot of the direction of the year. The first eclipse we have is actually happening in your sign, which makes it that much important for you. It's a solar eclipse in Pisces, and it's occurring on March 9th. This is very important, even more so, because it is standing exactly across the sky from your ruling planet, Jupiter. I know some people say Neptune's the ruling planet of Pisces, but I tend to take more of a classical approach, and Jupiter is considered the classical ruler of Pisces. So, what this is, solar eclipses are new beginnings. So a new beginning in your sign. So this is just a new beginning in your general life. So you're starting afresh, essentially, and it's opposing your ruling planet. Maybe someone, because this is happening in your opposite sign that Jupiter is, so that indicates another person is involved. Maybe someone is going to be showing you who you are. You're going to be kind of you're going to see a mirror of yourself. Someone's going to be acting as a reflection of who you are, and it's going to be not exactly who you want to be. So you're going to be going through a change, a new beginning, as far as your personality and your life direction is concerned. You're going to be headed in a new direction. So that's going to be the first eclipse. The second eclipse is a lunar eclipse taking place on March 23rd, and it is going to be in Libra. The moon is in Libra. The sun's going to be in Aries. This is financial. This is possibly letting go of some joint resources that you have been relying on. Maybe you have been, there's a possibility you've been getting some assistance from the government or from a partner, or it can be a possibility that you've been getting like royalties or commission or something of that nature, where it's money that you're earning but not necessarily through your standard paycheck. You might see that ending right about the end of March. But it's really just to get you on a new path for the potential for greater abundance later on. So don't be too freaked out by some financial changes that might happen later on in March, because it's really connecting you to a better path. Alright, so those are the first eclipses. Later in the year, we're going to have another set of 3 eclipses. So the first one is going to be a lunar eclipse on August 18th, which is happening in the sign of Aquarius. Moon's in Aquarius, sun's going to be in Leo. Lunar eclipses, as I said, are about letting go. They are endings, essentially. And it's an ending that's taking place in a part of your sky that's very under the radar, under the surface, very hidden from you sometimes. So it can be secrets kept from you. It also can be secrets you're keeping from others. And then it can also be areas you don't want to look. You're just not looking at this, but it's really something that you might want to consider. So this is going to speak to letting go of some of those things that you haven't wanted to look at about yourself. So letting go of some self-sabotaging behavior, letting go of some escapist behavior, really letting go of the fog that you have been allowing into your life that's been blocking your ability to see clearly, in the hopes and in the pursuit of greater clarity and organization and structure in your life. So that's a good thing. You just have to be willing to take on that challenge of letting go of any sort of self-defeatist behavior. Alright, so 2 weeks after that, on September 1st, we're having a solar eclipse in your opposite sign in Virgo. This is a new relationship forming, or something new in your relationship forming. This, if you're single, this can be like someone just suddenly comes into your life and you have a new relationship right then and there. If you are in an existing relationship, this can be something drastically changes, like you suddenly, it's like a new beginning in your relationship. This doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. It can be romantic, can be a business relationship, and it can be one of your closest friends. So anyone who you're so close to that they literally become a partner in your life, that's where you're going to see this new beginning forming. Alright, so then the final eclipse we have in 2016 is going to be on September 16th, and it is a lunar eclipse in your sign. So this really is about ending something in yourself. So the first eclipse of the year was a solar eclipse in your sign. It was about embracing a new beginning, and this one is a lunar eclipse. So this is about an ending. Maybe you are saying goodbye to who you were in honor of who you are becoming and who you know you can be. This can be great. This can be a great thing if you let it. So this is also a time of embracing some of the feedback you get from other people. So it can be that you are given advice from another person that really gives you an understanding of the fact that you are no longer who you used to be. You know, someone might tell you something like, I am so proud of who you've become. It can be that way, you know, and then you realize, whoa, I have become someone new. I am someone else. I am no longer this person who I used to be or who I thought I was. Now that is a really positive thing, and you just have to embrace the changes that are taking place within you, because anything that you let go of right now about yourself really was no longer serving you, and it's just about moving on to the next opportunity and the next way of viewing yourself. So embrace it. Alright, so those are the eclipses for the year. We also have 4 Mercury retrogrades in 2016, which is not the usual amount. We usually have 3. So this is just a lot of time to rethink things. First one starts on January 4th, goes to January 26th. So we're starting the year with a Mercury retrograde, and it starts in the sign right before yours, which is Aquarius, but quickly goes in the sign right before that, which is Capricorn. And this is an opportunity to rethink or consider some of your behaviors, some of the things about yourself that you aren't too proud of and haven't really wanted to look at. And you are going to be considering how it's affecting your social life. So maybe you've been doing something. I'll just give an example. This could be like you have been drinking too much, or you have been possibly like dealing with some sort of addictive behavior, and now you are having to think about how it is affecting your social group. That's one way it can play out. It doesn't have to. Sometimes it can be more related to, you know, escapist tendencies are getting in the way of you fulfilling your dreams or your ability to network and reach your dreams. Because this has to do with friendships, but it also has to do with your hopes and dreams for the future. So you're seeing all of the parts of yourself that you usually don't really want to look at, or maybe you're not even aware of. And you're considering how it affects your social life. Alright, so the next Mercury retrograde is going to be from April 27th to May 23rd. And it is happening in the sign of Taurus, which is 2 signs after yours and represents information, learning. It also has to do with your siblings, neighbors, and extended family members, and your neighborhood. So this is going to be rethinking your thoughts. Essentially, you're going to be thinking about some things that you've just held as true for a long time and kind of touching base with those and figuring out, is this true? Is this even what I think anymore? It's also going to be relearning something. Maybe you learned something a long time ago and you forgot it, and now you have to touch up on it. So that's a possibility as well. Then we move to the 3rd Mercury retrograde, which is August 29th to September 22nd in the sign of Virgo. So this is your opposite sign, and you are reconsidering a relationship. You're thinking about your current relationship too, possibly. Maybe you're thinking about how this relationship has impacted you. You're considering if it's helping you anymore. And then also you're possibly considering what could have been. So if you didn't enter a relationship that you maybe saw potential in, now you're going back and thinking, what could have been if I would have taken that risk? If there's no hope for this relationship, then you're going to want to kind of steer away from that way of thinking, or thinking about it too intensely, because it's kind of a woulda, coulda, shoulda situation. But if that person is still single and you're single, this might be the time to consider touching, getting in contact with someone who you saw potential with but never acted on the relationship. Don't reach out to them until Mercury has gone direct again. So wait till it's finished its retrograde cycle, and if you are still so inclined, and then reconnect with them. But overall, you're just considering relationships. You're reconsidering them, thinking them over, especially ones from the past. And then we have the final Mercury retrograde, which is going to be December 18th of 2016 to January 9th of 2017. This is starting in Capricorn, which is 2 signs before yours, and then it's going into Sagittarius, which is the very top of your sky. This is very much about considering how your friends are impacting your career, considering if you are really reaching your goals in the career you are working. So maybe you have this big dream and you're not doing anything about it in your actual career. This is considering why that is. This is considering what you need to change in order to make your dreams something that you do professionally. But then again, it is also about your friends. So maybe it can be, like I said, about realizing if your friends are hurting your career or if your friends are helping your career. Just really paying attention to that. It's also considering if you should be networking to make your career happen. All of these things should be considered right about then. So that's going to be a pretty big theme for you. We also have a lot of activity happening with Neptune and Jupiter and Saturn. I haven't really talked about this for a lot of the signs, but for you it's very important because Neptune's going to be in your sign. Jupiter is your ruling planet and it's in the sign opposite from you. And then Saturn is at the very top of your sky. So this really is about seeing all of your relationship dynamics and then seeing how they play into your direction in life. So you might have been feeling really confused for a while now. Neptune's going through your sign. It kind of obscures reality to a certain extent. It makes you embrace your imagination. That's one possibility. It also it tends to be a time where you are less grounded in reality if you don't work on this, consciously. So that's Neptune in your sign. Jupiter in the opposite sign. This is all about expanding your relationships and growing with another person. So you're going to be looking at your relationships. You're going to be trying to figure out where it is that a relationship can help you grow, where it is that you need to see things clearly, and where it is that your partner, whether that's business, romantic, or a close friend, is able to help you grow as well. But Saturn's at the top of your sky. So you might be coming to an awareness to the fact that you really need to take action on your career. You really need to take it seriously. And it could be that you are kind of seeing that relationships are not 100% in alignment with your career goals because you're taking your career seriously, and if someone is actually harming your chances of success or harming your ability to grow and be exactly who you know that you can be and should be and know yourself to be, then you're going to be choosing your own success and your own goals above a relationship that is not serving you. And that's one way it can play out. It very well could play out that the relationship is helping you to see where you have not been taking things seriously. So just look for a dynamic in your life this next year where relationships and career are intertwined in some way. Alright, so I'm going to be going over this in the monthly horoscope, so do stay tuned to my channel. You can get the monthly horoscopes to go over this information as well as get more in-depth information as we go along. If you want daily information about your birth chart, you can go to my website, taylorcole.com, where I post weekly and daily horoscopes. I love interacting with you, so I'm just so appreciative of all the comments and likes and shares that I've gotten so far from all of you, and I just hope to see that continue. I do try to get back to all of you as soon as I can, usually within one day, so keep it coming. I'll keep the answers coming, and enjoy 2016.